Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see how to solve merging of two sorted array problem from LeetCode. To solve this problem, we'll be given with two input integer arrays. Both of the array will be sorted in ascending order and we'll be getting two other input called m and n. Both will be representing the number of element in respective array. For example, m will be representing the number of elements in nums1 array and n will be representing the number of elements in nums2 array. We need to merge these two input array. Yes, and instead of returning the result in new array, we need to update the nums1 array itself with updated or merged and sorted array. This is the problem. And to accommodate that merged result in nums1 array, the nums1 array will have the length of m plus n. So you can see the nums1 array will have its own element and it will have some space reserved to accommodate the elements from num2. You can see in the first example, it is having 1, 2, 3. This is the elements of nums1 array. And remaining 3 position with 0, that is to accommodate the values from nums2 array. You can see m is 3. So first 3 values only is the elements of nums1 array. Remaining space is reserved for the elements that can be filled with nums2 array. So this is the example. Constraints is nothing but the nums1 dot length will be m plus n because it has some reserved space, and nums2 dot length is equal to n, and m and n will be between 0 to 200 positive numbers, and m plus n will be 1 to 200. So when we considering both the array, at least one array will have at least one element. That is all we have the constraint. Now we'll move to how to solve the problem. So first what we are going to do, we are going to find an approach in which we are trying to solve. We'll take the first case. We are taking this nums1 array and nums2 array. Now we are going to solve this problem using built-in sort method, array sort method. To do that, what we are going to do, we are blindly going to loop through all the elements of nums2 array and we are going to fill it with this reserved space. So we are going to loop through all the element and we are going to fill it with this like 2, 5 and 6. Once we filled all the gaps, now the nums1 array will be looking like this. So all the elements are filled, but it is not in ascending order. Then we are going to use the built-in sort method to sort this array. That is it. So for that, we are going to loop through all the elements of nums2 array. I is less than n, I plus plus. Why the I is less than n? Because n is the length number of elements in nums2 array. So we are iterating. Our loop is based on n. What we are going to do, we are going to put nums1. So the nums1 element, we need to update this nums2 element in nums1 starting from this position, so where the 0 is started, right? So how will we identify the elements of nums1 array? Using the m value. So we know if m value is 3, we know first 3 elements are the part of nums1 array itself. So what we are going to do, we are trying to we'll be filling the elements starting from mth position. So this is the space which is reserved for nums2 array. We are going to put nums2 of I. That's it. What we are doing, we are looping through all the elements of nums2 and we are putting the reserved space, whatever reserved space in nums1 array, right? We are going to fill all the space with nums2 elements. That's it. Then we need to increment to the next position, right? For that, I'm going to use I. Initially, I will be 0. It will be mth position. Then it will go one by one. I'm going to see what is coming in this one. After this simple loop, what is coming in our response, we'll see. Of course, test cases will be passed. You can see this is our console log. Now we have all the element pushed. You can see first 1, 2, 3 is the elements of nums1 array and 2, 5, 6 is the elements of nums2 array. We have pushed the 2, 5, 6, which is nums2 element into nums1 array only, because I just console logged only nums1 array. So now all the elements are pushed to nums1 array. Now we can make use of simple JavaScript sort method, array dot sort method to sort the elements. We'll use the sort and we can give callback function which will return a minus b. That's it. Now the elements will be sorted. You can see all the test cases are passed. You can see in our console log it is coming as sorted. So this is one approach using built-in sort method. There is another approach using which we can solve this problem. I'll just show you again. I will copy the same input and I will copy the nums2 array. We'll consider this as a result array and I'm going to copy the number of elements in nums1 array. How are we going to solve this problem? Now we know this both the arrays are already sorted in ascending order. The elements of its own array, within array the elements will be sorted because we got the sorted array only. So the last element of each array will be the maximum value in respective arrays. So what we are going to do, we are going to we will be moving to the last index of each array. We'll be taking that last position element which is the maximum in respective array. We are going to compare with them. So when we compare 3 and 6, 6 will be the biggest one. When the 6 is biggest one, not only within this array, that should be biggest one among this both of this array. So that will go to the last position in our result array. So we are going to update the nums1 array with this the biggest one. So when we compare 3 and 6, 6 will go to here. So we have moved 6 from nums2 array. So we'll move one position towards left in nums2 array. Now again we'll compare this 3 with 5. This 5 again the biggest one. This will go to this position and again in the nums2 array we'll move one position towards left. Now we have 2 and 3 again. So the 3 will be the biggest one. So we'll move the 3 here and we'll move the nums1 array towards left one position. Now we'll compare this this 2 and 2 both are equal. Then it will both are equal, anything we can take. For now I'm taking it from nums1 array. I'll be taking this from nums1 array. I'll be moving nums1 array to one position left. Now we have these two value. If we compare these two value, 2 will take the precedence. So I'll be moving 2 to here which is already there. Then I'll move this the nums2 array to one position left. So here all the elements are completed. Now we are left with only one element. So that could be that will move blindly. Will move that to the nums1 array. So this is what we are going to do. So to do that, we'll see how we can do. So what we are going to do that, first we need to start from first we need to identify the last index of each array. You can see again I will copy the inputs, this and this. So we need to start from here, this position and this position. How we can identify? With the help of m. M will represent the number of elements in nums1. So to identify this position, index position, we'll do m minus 1. I will put let I equal to m minus 1, which will give last elements index of nums1 array, and I will put j equal to n minus 1, which will give last element index of nums2 array. And I need current index, current result index that we are trying to fill. That will be this one, this index which we are trying to fill. This index what we have filled, right? That should be m plus n minus 1. M plus n minus 1. That is all. Now we are going to loop through from here. Okay. So what we are going to do, while of I greater than or equal to 0 and j greater than or equal to 0, when both the elements are having same index value, until that we are going to loop through and we are going to compare like what we did we took the maximum value last element from both the array. We were comparing with both of them, right? Similarly what we are going to do, nums1 of I is index for nums1 array. If that is greater than or equal to nums2 of j is the index for nums2 array. If this is there, if nums1 of I is greater than nums2 of j, meaning this is the biggest one, nums1 of I is the biggest one. So what we are going to do, in nums1, this is the last index that we are referring, m plus n minus 1. This will refer the last index in nums1 array, equal to what we are going to do. This is, we are going to assign the biggest one. Now the biggest value is this one, correct? So when nums1 of I is greater than nums2 of j, we are going to assign that to this position. Then we need to move to next position, correct? So now we have took one element from nums1 array, then we need to move one position towards left in nums1 array also. And I'm going to use minus minus. This post increment operator we're going to use. If it is not, meaning this num2 nums2 of j is the biggest one, then in that case we are going to use the j position value from nums2 array. I'm going to use nums2 array of j. The same logic we are going to do. This result position anyway is going to be same. That is all. Now we'll do what is coming after this loop, what is coming up. Now we'll see what is coming in nums1 and what is the value of I, what is the value of j, and what is the value of current index. All these four will do once after exiting from the loop. You can see yeah, now one case is, in one case it is failed. In that case you can see what is that, nums1 doesn't have any elements inside it, but you can see I is become minus 1, but j is 0, correct? J is a 0, 0 is a valid value. 0th index may have a value, but it is not considered. That is because in our while loop we have and condition. If I also should be greater than or equal to 0, and j is also should be greater than 0. In this case I became less than 0, become minus 1, but j is equal to 0. So either of this will come. Sometimes j will become minus 1 and I will have a value. So we need to consider that case also. So for that, what we are going to do, if I is greater than or equal to 0, then consider that only. We are going to do the same. Nums1 minus minus. Similarly, if j is greater than 0, we are going to do the same from nums2 array. That's it. Anyway, this is it. That is all. Now we'll run it. You see, all the cases are passed. If you see our st output console log, you can see all are become minus 1, all are become non-zero one, negative values. So this is how we'll this is the two approach we can use to solve this problem. We try to submit it. Yes, the case is submitted. That is all I have for this video. Thank you for watching.